Welcome back, YouTube. This should be the last Awakening stream because I'm on the last mission. Assuming it is, we'll just go straight into Golems of Amgarak being the next chronological DLC. Which, depending on how long this mission takes, I may also finish Golems of Amgarak today, which means I can then start the final DLC, Witch Hunt, to finish that whenever I stream next. So, in essence, TL didn't listen. I should finish Dragon Age by the end of next stream. Which then gives me the rest of the month to finish Resident Evil 2 and 3, because I want to finish the B playthroughs in 2. And RE3 I just want to run through with the Infinite Rocket Launcher and blow the bejesus out of everything. On hardcore. On hardcore? I can't remember what the difficulty is. After that, kind of the next thing I'm interested in playing, I think, is the end of the month. I think that's when SpongeBob SquarePants comes out. I mentioned this before. I've never played it before. Oh, totally huge fan of the show, but it looks like a great 3D platformer, so hopefully I'll have a little bit of extra money by then. Okay, anyway, let's deal with the mother.
That part of Orzammar, Dust Town, it's called. Is it really as I've heard?
I have no idea. What have you heard?
Pretty crap.
That it's like a really terrible slum, or an alienage.
Oh, no. I've seen an alienage. It was rather nice.
It's got a tree.
I'm beginning to feel very fortunate.
Isn't perspective wonderful? You'd think people who are so tall would have more of it.
High joke.
Darkspawn, destroy the beast.
Freeze! Okay, sure, I could get closer, but too much time for that.
Right. Let's make this quick, shall we? Let's get
And we'll have to level up. I say we're still in combat. No, we are not. Right, Nathaniel's wearing a stupid helmet. At this point, straight for damage. I don't know why they give Nathaniel the assassin specialization, because he uses a bow by default, which I don't believe you can backstab with a bow. I don't think it matters at this point. There we go. Oh, the level cap is 35, by the way. So, you know, nearly there. That said, I'm not expecting this to be easy. I'm assuming this to be the hardest fight in the entire expansion. I'm assuming this to be one of the hardest, the mother fights being one of the hardest in the game. Oh, my God. So, trying not to get too cocky. I want to loot the corpse. I guess I'll have to come back for everything. Because these were aggroed. Through the rock? I can't tell. I'm going to run up here and solo the ogre. It's probably a terrible idea, but I'm going to do it. Or at least freeze the ogre. Who's with me? Nathaniel?
Let's get started.
Ow. I have been grabbed. Bad things are happening to my body right now. I should turn that down. That is really loud. Let's try that. Ow. Could you not, though? Could you say you did and not? That works better for me, if I'm being honest.
This should be easy enough. Right.
I will be merciful!
Right, if you could just not. I missed, or he has no mana left. One of the two. Oh, you're dead anyway. You've no health left, no mana. Okay, right. Grab the stuff that's back here. Really should use the coatings and things. Fadewalker boots. So this area is where the last bit of the Black Blade armor should have dropped. I think it's the boots, but there's a bug which prevents them from doing so. There's a fix for the PC version, but I'm not playing on the PC, so I can't fix it. As cool as that armor set looks. Go into the hatchling. Nothing else up there anyway. Cool. Cool, cool. The strings are going hard, huh? How to create a feeling of intense dread. Strings. Mad strings. I believe it was Drake's Fall. And this isn't in alphabetical order, so who knows where the frick frack snickety snack they put it. There it is. Drake's Fall. Legends speak of a place where dragons go to die. In the far south, the lands of the barbarian tribes, it is said that a dragon at the end of her days lies down and allows the bitter cold to take her. It is not just a legend. I have seen Drake's Fall with my own eyes. The ancient bones of these grand beasts piled atop one another. I felt the power that suffused this place and knew the Imperium would claim it. We built a city on the bones. We delved deep into the earth, collecting what remained of the primordial dragons who were so like our old gods. With these bones, we created staves for our magisters, armour for our warriors, and crowns for our archons. We fashioned phylacteries to hold our blood, and sarcophagi to hold our bodies, and prayed they would make us immortal. From the writings of Archon Melos. Oh, right, yeah. Anders died when Darkspawn sacked, which was keep for a second time. I believe they're going to all be technically dead in terms of the codex. But not in terms of game flags. That's the wrong Ogrim. Alas, Ogren cannot hold off a hangover, let alone an entire army. He died when the Darkspawn sacked Vigil's Keep again. So everyone I left behind, it'll say is dead. Like, they perished in the second Darkspawn assault and Vigil's Keep. But I think in the game files they're not, because I prepared the keep enough. I think that's the bug. Because, you know, why wouldn't it be bugged? Yes, every companion that stays at the keep will be flagged as dead, regardless if the keep is fully upgraded or what the epilogue says about a specific character's survival. Nathaniel's death is the only one that impacts the game. Anders and Justice will survive, whatever. Ogren, Sigrun, and Valana do not appear in the other games. You can fix it on the PC, but again, it's on the PC. Dead or friend. The game thinks they are, but they aren't. They shouldn't be. It's just a bug. I will also point out, so if anyone here has played, also hello Gremlin, if anyone here has played, anyone watching has played Mass Effect 2, at the start of Mass Effect 2, Miranda Lawson asks you loads of questions about the, like, who you saved at the end of the game, whether you saved the council or you didn't, whether you installed a human council or an alien council, and something else. Those questions are asked because the last autosave in Mass Effect 1 is before the flags for those choices are set. Because BioWare is stupid sometimes. So, yeah. That's why the codex says everyone's dead, even though I fully upgraded the keep. So your choice is basically, you can save the city of Amaranthine, or you can save 4 people. 4 people? I think there's 7 companions. Which, you know, that's not really a choice for me. Especially as the only one that crops up again is Nathaniel. I also realised I didn't do Nathaniel's personal quest because I never found the trigger for that. Even though I took Nathaniel pretty much everywhere. So that's annoying. Oh, that's a dragon.
Is it just me, or do you actually think you have a chance?
I believe they can take care of a dragon. Heal. And frost weapons, because I don't think flame weapons will do much against the dragon. A high dragon, normally. Where's Spell Bloom? Justice is the one tanking for me, so he needs all the health he can get. Heal everything. God, Justice took that fireball to the face and did not care. Heals off that. I'm just going to save my mana for heal, I think. God, heal is has such a short cooldown.
Right, this should be easy enough. Right, as you wish.
Mass heal to everyone.
This should be easy enough.
Spell Bloom good? Spell Bloom is good. So Spell Bloom increases stamina and mana regen while you're in the area of effect, I believe. I hope it's also mana. Oh, it's just mana. Okay, so it's only helping me. Cool. Dragon's dead. Justice is going to crit it and chop its head off. Woo! Stab! Slash! Slash! You are badass, Justice. Get rid of Sigrun's injury.
I am unable to do that.
Dragon doesn't drop anything. That's annoying. Pile the bones do, though. Alright, into Drake's Fall. I killed a dragon. Woo! I guess it's so there's a mandatory dragon fight in this DLC. Because otherwise, if you skip that Storm Dragon, Queen of the Black Marsh, then you won't be fighting a dragon in a game called Dragon Age. Which I guess would be weird. Back with the flaming weapons. No, I might grab my axe. I re-equip my axe for this.
It is done.
You know that axe I just equipped? Nope. There we go. Two crystals. I don't remember picking up the first one, but there we go. They are important for this area. Vaguely remember this. That must be Sigrun's bard songs. Alright, these are moves. I think they go down real quick. Fireball! Shock!
Cursed creatures.
Heretic disciple, huh? Yeah, let's not.
As you wish.
Yeah, I didn't kill him.
This should be easy enough. On.
That's annoying.
This should be easy enough.
Hope to wood.
Let's get started.
Oh, I halved his health though, I guess, so there's not. I just need to assign Cone of Cold.
Your name on it.
Sorry, Justice. But Sigrun's backstabs are going to do more damage on this than you are.
This should be easy enough. Right. On. Let's get started. Quick. Right. This should be easy enough. Let's get started. Right.
Don't kill this ogre. It has. There we go. Oh, slow motion cutscene. Justice gets the kill again. Right, that's the way to go. Oh, the crystals go in these sockets, by the way. They power these things. Find crystals to fit for all the sockets. By fitting 4 crystals into sockets in the ruins, you have reactivated a Tevinter relic that may aid you against the mother. Other towers still remain dormant. Flesh pods. Just what I like sticking my hand into. So the towers are single-use magic things. Quote-unquote towers.
Cursed creatures.
I'll come back for that one then. Just freeze you. Throw a fireball at these grubs. Electrocute these grubs. There's one trying to bite my ankles. If you could not, that would be appreciated.
Right. This should be easy enough. On. This should be easy enough.
Get off her. Oh, you're dead. That is how we deal with problems in the Grey Wardens. Haven't missed anything, have I? Does not appear to. I wonder what's below me. It's another tower. Should have 4, I think. Three. I'll put another one down here then. That's not a good sign. Dead bodies at the top of the stairs mean things at the bottom usually. Or, you know, headless body at the bottom of the stairs means blade trap at the top of the stairs, if we are to learn from Indiana Jones. That's auto-saved, it's fine. Oh, hey, it's the architect again. What up, dude?
And so we meet again. No, Uther. That is not how this must begin. I owe you an apology, Commander. When last we met, I intended to explain myself.
You set 2 dragons on me.
Fate, however, intervened.
I escaped, you mean?
I restrained you, only to prevent the misunderstanding that occurred with the rest of your order.
Be careful, Warden. This creature will attempt to trick you.
I sent the Withered to ask for the Grey Warden's help. I should have anticipated that you might view our approach as an attack. I am rarely able to judge how your kind will react. It was most unfortunate.
Unfortunate. You took those men and bled them dry.
The Grey Wardens that were brought to me were already dead. I took their blood just as I took yours, because I had little choice. Things have not gone as I planned. I only ask that you hear me out. Should you still wish to slay me afterwards, you may try.
I will hear you out.
My kind has ever been driven to seek out the old gods. This is our nature. When we find one, a blight is begun. Each time we attack your surface lands and you fight back until we are defeated. To break the cycle, my brethren must be freed of their compulsion. For that, I need Grey Warden blood.
How would you free the Darkspawn?
In order to become what you are, you drink the blood of my kind. To transform. Similarly, we must transform. I have created a version of your joining that uses the blood
His face
of
is
Grey
flipping through his
Wardens.
mask. That's a sweet mask,
You
though.
take the taint into yourself. What we take is your resistance. That is how my brethren are freed. In your blood
It is really cool.
lies the key to their immunity against the call of the old gods.
But let me guess. There's still a problem.
Once they are freed, the Darkspawn think for themselves. They speak. They act. Some, however, have reacted poorly. They are flawed and they rage against me. The Mother gathers them to stop me, as she seeks to stop you. I cannot defeat the Mother alone, and I cannot free the Darkspawn unless she is defeated. Our goals are the same.
Kill this creature now, lest it makes things worse than they already are. Do what is right, and do not waver.
This reeks of stupid. The last thing we need is more Darkspawn thinking for themselves.
Darkspawn or no, he has a good point. Do we really want to keep killing each other forever?
Help me kill the Mother.
And there we go.
And
You can guess
after it
who'll
is
be
done,
angry if I don't kill him.
I will leave to continue my work.
What is this mother, exactly?
My most flawed creation. Freedom drove her mad, and she has poisoned the minds of the others. She has influence with the ones who have not been freed, and she gathers them as an army. I do not seek to rule, my brethren. I only seek to release them from their chains.
How did you become freed?
I was born
He does
as
have a
I
cool
am,
hat.
an outsider amongst my kind. Why? I do not know. Why do some of your kind become Grey Wardens? Why do some possess magic? I have no answers.
I could give you a lore drop if you want, chat. I don't know if it'll be a spoiler or not. Perhaps the other Darkspawn don't want to be free.
And how would they know when the choice has been deprived of them? Without choice, there is only one path before them, and that leads to the Blight. I believe there is another way.
So the Architect, there's a DLC for Dragon Age 2, and the main villain in Inquisition, the Architect less so, but the other two, well, I think the main villain in Inquisition is the one from DA2, but it's highly likely that they are the original Magisters who went into the Fade and corrupted the Golden City. That's why he's different, is he was originally a Tevinter Mage who got corrupted by physically walking the dream world. Very well, you have an ally.
No! No! This is a monster! I can't let you do this!
Don't you want to stop the Blights once and for all?
I do, but... I hope you know what you're doing.
Sigrun may agree, but I do not. This monster murdered countless Grey Wardens.
Explains the hat. It
must
does.
Be avenged.
You'll have to trust my lead, Justice.
I cannot trust it, but I will follow it, for now.
Thank you, Commander. I realize what a leap of faith this is for you. I hope that I prove worthy of your trust. The mother...
Come on, Justice, the hat.
I cannot approach her physically.
It also explains why he's more
children protect
physically
her from
human.
My power. But when you reach her, I will do whatever I can to help you. You have my promise.
Sigrun disapproves, but there we go. She's still with the party, which is what matters. Although I think you do have the option to replace lost party members. Oh, hang on. It'll be in this one. Yep. So that's 2 of 3. He gives you a 4th tower for free. Flesh pod, great word. Flesh pod is a wonderful word. That's where it came from, yeah. So this one should have another crystal in it. I think it's pretty much all the flesh pods are here for, to be fair. To give you the crystals. So we have avoided fighting him. You can fight him, you can kill him, you get some loot. You also fight and kill Uther, the dwarf, with him for loot. It's your word of the day now, I'm going to say it to give it over and over and over. I mean, really, that's all the body is. Or a womb, I guess. Oh, great. Adult children. Freeze!
This should be easy enough. Let's get started.
Oh, don't overwhelm me. And... Fireball. Because the hatchlings are worse than the grubs, so I'll always kill the hatchlings if I can. Just swing at the grub, please. We good? Can I have a crystal? No, but I can have robes of a dragon. See if they match up to what I'm wearing. Where did the vestments of the Themil go? They are still worse than the thing I've been wearing the entire time. Oh, I also found out why I was naked when I started this DLC. It's because I was wearing DLC reward armor, or I had some DLC item equipped at the end of Origins. So it just starts you in your underwear. Because, you know, that makes sense.
Cursed creatures.
I don't want an ogre though. Can I send it back? I believe that Justice can take what's happening to him right now. I also believe I have Fireball prepped. I should probably heal Justice, just to be sure. He is my main tank at the minute. Sigrun's not really supposed to be tanking. And the ogre's down. Flesh pod. So that should be 2, I think. Yep, 2. And then if it's anything like the others, there'll be 1 below and then 1 in a small side room. For the 4, I need to turn the last tower on. Just make sure I haven't left anything on the bridge. Does not appear to be the case.
As you wish. Right. This should be on. Let's get started. Right. This should be as you wish.
I didn't aim that very well at all. Get off, Nathaniel. Nathaniel, justice. Justice. It's justice. His health is dropping real quick. There's a lot going on right now. There we go. I'm going to save before going down there, just in case the worst happens. Oh, it still takes half his health, it's so good. Hang on. It's a good time as any to find out if this does slow my allies. What is going on?
Right. On. As you wish. As you wish. Right. This should be easy enough. Let's get started. As you wish.
It doesn't appear to freeze my allies, so that's cool. Oh wow, knockback gets them out of overwhelm. Good to know. Good to know. Flash powder with the crystal. And then Sigrun. Would you please unlock this chest for what I suspect will be the last one?
What's next?
You can do the honors. That's all 4 towers. Well, all 3 towers and then the bonus one for siding with the architect anyway. To the nest. Which, you know, I will keep my staff out for this. Nothing could possibly go wrong in a place called The Nest. Just checking something. Okay, right. I'm going to save again. Boobs warning for those of you sensitive to boobs. I'll try to tell you when you can look again, but it might be a while because there'll be a whole conversation thing, I'm assuming. She has quite a few.
Now the pieces fall into place. The Grey Warden comes, the instrument of the
Count them.
Father.
Too many.
Oh, and the Father, he is but a shadow. Oh, how my children protect me. How they love me.
I have told you many times, Mother. I am not the Father. I am simply the architect.
It does not change what you are. You took away that
8, 10? Maybe 10?
left us with nothing.
It was a mistake to free you. It has left you with madness. I am truly sorry.
What's done is done. The mother is a horror and must die.
But perhaps the Warden would like to hear how it was that the Father began the Blight. You want the source of the Archdemon? The one who brought all our kind to the surface? Here he is!
Yeah, but why is...
I was correct. All of these creatures are irredeemable fiends.
What is going on?
There it is then.
Everything is translucent.
Fortunate. I did find the old god Athemiel, but I did not wish another blight. I attempted my joining ritual. My hope
On a
was
dragon.
that this would free all Darkspawn, unravel the curse from its source.
Everyone's see-through,
Alas,
apparently.
I was unlucky.
Did you even think about the repercussions of your actions?
Is it not the way of the Grey Wardens to do what must be done, in the name of combating the Blight? The Blight is a menace, both for your people and for mine. To end it requires sacrifice and risk.
And how lonely the father was.
Why
How
is her tongue
terrible
shiny?
to be the outcast, the outsider.
So
He
shiny.
claims he wishes the dark.
Oh, no, she's got way more boobs than 10.
But
Never
what
mind.
he truly wants
They just keep
to
going boobs all the way down.
correct them.
However you feel about what I have done, the mother is mad. She cannot be allowed to...
Maybe 12, maybe 14?
Begone, Shadow! You cannot harm your mother any more than you already have.
And now the hero is alone.
Also, Justice is see-through because of vulnerabilities.
Mother
On a serious
knows
note.
your ways. You will not let her be. No, not after what she's done. So it must end. It all must come crashing down.
Oh no, 12, you're right.
We'll hear the song again when we die. Oh, let it come. Let it come.
Whoa, that's not normal. I'll be honest though, I expected something like that because there was a whole line down her face. Alright, I'm just gonna drop an Inferno because she doesn't move. So I don't know how to use the one-shot things that I have access to because of the towers, I'll be honest. I'm just going to drop this so I can get a bonus to my mana regen.
Let's get started. Wait, right. This should be easy enough.
I don't know where my mana just went. Oh, I'm stunned, that's the problem.
Time for some fun.
I was... Please.
Right. This should be easy enough. Right.
To battle.
Where is my mana going?
Let's get started.
Unless there's like a mana drain thing happening. There is one way to check that. No, it's just Inferno. Oh, unless I was standing in it, that would make sense. Right, I have the thing. How do I... Ah, here they are. So that's what he does. He sets the floor on fire for you. It's very nice of him. Oh, the mother's nearly dead.
As you wish. On. This should be easy. Let's get started.
I think. Oh no, she's at half health. Never mind. I really need you to
On.
drop a Tempest there, pal. Really? Why is this spell not... Please, for the love of God, cast the spell. Also, you have a summon. Please summon it. I've been overwhelmed. And I can do nothing about it. Nope. Potion. More potion. Why is the chowder immune to my spell? What? Weird. How are you doing there? With your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers of boobs. Also now you're on fire. Enjoy. I should be able to drop a spell bloom for the extra. For the mana regen. Heal everyone. Lay into the mother! 6 layers of boots. Would you be happy, Gremlin? It's not 6 arms. Sorry, it's the best I can do. Somebody's Tempest before the spell runs out, I was about to say, but it ran out. I can see all of the red dots behind me. Oh, I've been overwhelmed. I guess go for the 3 I can get. What other towers do I have? Tower of Healing, Tower of Flame, and stun all creatures. Well, let's just Tower of Flame the mother. Who is dead? I believe that's it. I think that's the DLC. I just don't know, if you have too many boobs on one body, it kind of becomes less special somehow. I'm not sure why 4 boobs is enough. Some of hers aren't the best shape. That is true. Some of them are floor boobs as well. She's on fire and being electrocuted. Feels bad, man. I did not reach the level cap. After the death of the mother, the remaining Darkspawn forces scattered and fled back into the deep roads. The raids on Amaranthine came to an abrupt end. Yeah, like who thought floor boobs would be good? Someone. The architect apparently kept his word, gathering his remaining disciples to follow the rest of their kind back underground. Those Grey Wardens in other nations were appalled to hear of the architect's continued existence, but were unable to track him down despite years of effort. Don't worry, we're going to go straight into the next DLC. Some within the Order have claimed that the architect's survival guarantees another blight, and yet the deep roads have lately been quieter than any can recall. Most have resignedly decided that it is now in the Maker's hands. Word of the Grey Warden's heroic salvation of Amaranthine spread like wildfire. When the magnitude of the losses at Vigil's Keep came to light, sympathy drove generous donations from all over Ferelden into the region's coffers. Amaranthine was restored to her former glory within a year, Vigil's Keep in 5. Because of the Warden's support for law and order in Amaranthine, Constable Aidan and his men were able to distribute the smuggler's goods to the battered survivors in the grueling days that followed the Darkspawn defeat. So that's the law and order quest where I could have sided with the smugglers. The Darkspawn messenger, set free after joining the Wardens in the Battle of Amaranthine, struck out on his own. The city soon buzzed with stories of a cloaked but lisping figure who aided travellers in danger. At the same time, reports of isolated cases of the Darkspawn disease emerged. No one connected the two. The Arling's peasants suffered greatly during the war, and suffered yet worse in the years that followed. Success at the first riot at Vigil's Keep emboldened them, and thus other uprisings followed, often put down with brutality. Although the war devastated many farms in the Arling, all agreed the loss would have been greater without soldiers for protection. The farmholders developed a certain reverence for the Warden Commander, as well as an ongoing reliance on the Grey Wardens for order and protection. Although they did still riot quite a lot. Vigil's Keep stood alone against the horde of Darkspawn. The Mother's forces outnumbered the Vigil's defenders many times over. But the sturdy dwarven walls proved impervious to any boulder an ogre could throw. The Vigil's soldiers, clad in silverite, each felled a dozen darkspawn before they died. The Vigil held one night, then two, then a week, and eventually the attacking horde broke upon her walls. The keep developed an almost mythic reputation, the few survivors immortalised in song and legend. Peace allowed the Wardens to replenish their numbers. Soon Vigil's keep bore a capable army with Wardens at its core. From their ranks emerged new heroes to challenge threats to Amaranthine and all of Ferelden. Through taxes and levies, the Vigil was rebuilt. Years later, Voldric Glavenack stood on the battlements and pronounced that the defences were acceptable. He would never speak more highly of any human engineering. Yeah, that'll do. Some nobles claimed the Grey Wardens were involved in Ban Esmeralda's disappearance on the eve of the final battle against the Darkspawn. Dark whispers hint that a conspiracy to oust the Wardens from Amaranthine is still afoot. She died, trying to kill me, actually. Among the many legends that the Vigil spawned was one of the great heroes of the next age, a sheep herder turned soldier by the name of Sir Alec the Valiant, who eventually founded an order of knights that lasted 1,000 years. Oh, that's the guy who I could have killed, but I sent him to join the military instead. The commander's blade, Vigilance, crafted from the bones of an ancient dragon, was boldly stolen by Devan Crows. The blade changed hands many times thereafter, with some master swordsmen pursuing the weapon their entire lives. Some claim that this legendary blade has had a life of its own and that its power is steadily growing. Not that I use swords, because I'm a mage. Dworkin Glavenack further refined his lyrium sand explosives, but left after the Warden's employ after Kunari mercenaries tried to assassinate him. Although the Dwarven Bombardier took his secrets with him, the learned say he left clues for others to follow in his footsteps. Oh, I would love to do a Dragon Age campaign, just following in his footsteps. The Vigil soldiers, wearing the distinctive silverite armour that Master Wade crafted, came to be known as the Silver Order. Under the tutelage of the Wardens, the Silver Order developed into one of Ferelden's most revered military forces, a lasting memory of the Vigil's famous commander. With Valana and the Architect gone from the region, the Pilgrim's Path began to see traffic again. The massacre of the militiamen and the merchants, however, led to hostilities between the neighbouring human settlements and any Dalish clans that passed by. One human villager soon kidnapped and murdered a Dalish child. The clans reacted by giving the Wending Wood a wide berth, but both sides know that at some point the elves will return for revenge. A few years after Kal Hirol was emptied of Darkspawn, Orzammar began sending expeditions to rediscover the knowledge of smithing that had been lost within the Taig. Eventually, House Helmi decided that Kal Hirol was too important to be abandoned. At a tremendous cost of dwarven lives, they cleared the tunnels leading to Kal Hirol of all Darkspawn, making the road between Orzammar and the fortress safe again. Kal Hirol was reclaimed for Orzammar once and for all. As promised, Voldric and Dworkin presented Orzamar's Shaperate with the stone marker that told of how Kal Hirol's castless had taken up arms against the Darkspawn. The commander of the Grey was invited to Orzammar as a guest of honour at a feast commemorating the defenders of Kal Hirol. The Shaper read the names of the castless off the marker, then presided over a ceremony to return them to the stone, as befitted warriors of their stature. In time, the Arling began to forget the tales of the apparitions in the Black Marsh, and ever so slowly settlers drifted into the region. Scholars said the veil was still thin, and thus the area still dangerous, but the people only cared that there were no longer frightened whispers in the shadows. The village was slowly rebuilt. Twice the Baroness's mansion was rebuilt and occupied, once by a wealthy merchant, and another time by an Orlesian mage. Both died mysteriously. Afterwards the mansion was torn down completely and the site left untouched. The survivors of the siege at Vigil's Keep hailed Anders and his magic for holding back hundreds of the assaulting Darkspawn. In the ensuing victory celebration, the men dragged the mage to the fire to engage him in a drinking contest. Anders lost. Anders remained with the Grey Wardens a few years longer, training the Order's next generation of mages, but when the Circle Tower called on him to deliver a lecture on the nature of the Architect, much to the Templars' dismay, Anders told the commander of the Grey that his time with the Wardens was over. And yet, not 2 months later, Anders returned to the Order. Ever after, the Wardens were his home and his lasting companions. Clearly, this was before they planned DA2. Also, her boobs are showing. When the walls of Vigil Keep were breached, the surviving defenders watched in horror as a section of stone collapsed upon Valana. When the rubble was later cleared, however, there was no body. Valana was just gone. After spending a number of years with the Wardens, Nathaniel realised that life was not for him. He disappeared from the barracks one evening, reportedly off to seek fortune outside Ferelden. Justice served with the Grey Wardens for many years, remaining in touch with Aura, the widow of Kristoff. She grew uncomfortable with the body's decay, however, and the day she told Justice she could see him no longer was the day he left the Order. Justice wished his comrades well when Kristoff's body slumped to the ground, dead. Aura finally had a body to mourn. If the spirit itself remains alive, it has not shown itself. With the mother dead, Sigrun seemed to lose her purpose. She withdrew from her friends in the Order and spoke to them less and less each day. One morning, Sigrun was simply absent, her bed made and her trunk emptied. A young recruit who had been up in the night said she had left for her calling, gone to finish what she started in Kal Harol. Calling, reminder, being something that the Grey Wardens experience at the end of their lives, when they can no longer resist the urge to go into the deep roads and kill things. Kill Darkspawn specifically. At Vigil's Keep, Oghren rallied a last-minute defence of the gate, taking on 2 ogres simultaneously to allow others time to regain the courtyard. He eventually passed out from blood loss, and when he awoke weeks later, nobody was more surprised than he to discover he had been credited as a hero. Some of these endings are sad. They are. Some of them might be because I never triggered their companion quest, which is annoying. Oghren continued to regale young Warden recruits with tales of his prowess in both battle and bed. His drinking games prompted at least one recruit to declare that she'd rather reattempt the joining than lift another mug. At the Warden Commander's urging, Oghren took a more active role in his child's life. He visited Felsi often and wrote letters, which the Warden Commander graciously proofread nearly every week. As for the Saviour of Ferelden, he did not remain as Commander of the Grey for long. The Darkspawn were no longer a real concern, the Blight well and truly over. It was time for him to move on. Some years later, the Saviour of Ferelden vanished entirely. Nobody knows for what purpose he departed, yet neither does anyone think his tale is complete. I guess I'll end the YouTube recording here. YouTube, I hope you enjoyed. We're just going to go straight into the next DLC so you won't miss anything.